Welcome to Alberta Healthy Living Program's video series, Helping You Feel Better After COVID-19. This session covers long COVID symptoms. You may be wondering what symptoms to expect if you have long COVID. While coronavirus is a respiratory virus, long COVID can affect any system in the body and can cause a number of different symptoms. In fact, more than 200 have been reported by people living with long COVID. Weakness and fatigue, or low energy, breathlessness or a cough that won't go away, and memory problems or difficulty concentrating, often called brain fog, are the three most common long COVID symptoms. But two people with long COVID may be affected quite differently. Not everyone has the same issues or a similar experience. Some of the other symptoms people may notice is a rapid or irregular heartbeat, chest pain or tightness, dizziness or a loss of balance, muscle aches and joint pain, feelings of stress, anxiety, or depression, and symptoms that affect your digestion, including trouble swallowing, or a loss of smell and taste. All of these symptoms can impact your quality of life, with some limiting your activity and affecting your exercise tolerance. It's important to take note of any symptoms you have and discuss them with a healthcare provider. There are other conditions associated with long COVID that require a bit more explanation. Post-exertional symptom exacerbation, or PESE, is one of these. You may notice that fatigue worsens with activity, or other symptoms like brain fog and breathlessness seem worse when you try to be more active. And it's not just physical activity that brings on symptoms. Thinking and emotional effort can also make your other symptoms worse. This may mean that you actually have to rethink your idea of what rest is. For some, lying on the couch and watching TV, or scrolling through your phone, or even interacting with family may be just as fatiguing as going for a walk. Some people experience a worsening of symptoms right away, but it's not the case for everyone. Sometimes you feel worse hours or even days later after being active, and it can be hard to connect it back to your activity. So it's a good idea to track your symptoms and see if they relate to your activity. For some, PESE makes your usual activities or returning to the workplace more difficult, while others experience difficulty even with basic things like showering, dressing, or making meals. If you have worsening symptoms or find that they last longer than 24 hours, you're working too hard and need to scale back your activity or exercise. Don't try to push through. Some people will go on to be diagnosed with another condition with a long medical name called Myalgic Encephalomyelitis, or chronic fatigue syndrome, often just called ME/CFS for short. Its hallmark feature is post-exertional malaise, just another word for feeling extremely tired after any exertion. We know from this condition that exercise is not helpful and can make symptoms much worse. Another way that COVID-19 can affect you is by causing problems with your autonomic nervous system, which is meant to keep our bodies in balance. When there's imbalance, it's known as autonomic dysfunction. The system controls many of our automatic or involuntary functions, such as heart rate, blood pressure, breathing, and digestion. So signs and symptoms of dysfunction in the autonomic nervous system include a fast heartbeat, especially one that doesn't relate to your level of activity, breathlessness, anxious feelings, brain fog, weakness, exercise intolerance, and something called postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, or POTS, which refers to a rapid heart rate when you sit or stand up and can cause lightheadedness or dizziness and fainting and can cause fatigue. If you experience any of these symptoms, it's best to discuss them with your doctor. These symptoms can also occur in people who have heart conditions, so it's best to make sure that's not the cause of your symptoms. as that might require different treatment.